Here again from Once Twice More Hair and Beauty. I'm just going to do a little demonstration of how to curl extension hair fairly quickly with the straighteners. I like my hair curly more than straight, just because they last longer and I don't always have that much time to do my hair in the week. So usually when I straighten it or curl it with the straighteners, it lasts probably 3 days, 4 days, sometimes longer if I wear it up as well. But so generally, I washed it last night, so the top will need a little bit of back combing. But the underneath, I've just brushed this bottom bit. You'll see that the top, the rest of the extensions are going to be a little bit wavy and they need brushing out and smoothing, making sure that all the extensions are all separated and nice and neat, ready to go. Because obviously they're a bit frizzy. I'm just going to use some argan oil. I like NAC at the moment, it's one of my favourites. Liking their products. Australian, sticking with home country. Okay, so I've just parted it down the centre at the back, taken a section, I'll spin just about that far and just part it in the centre so that I can got even amounts on both sides and I can start to curl it. So take it from the back, make sure I got all of those little hairs which are shorter in there, because obviously my own hair is a lot shorter than these extensions. Stick the straighteners in, making sure that there's fairly even consistency throughout, so like there's no big chunks or anything, it's fairly like a nice line. And twist it around the hair, around the straighteners like once, and then I slowly pull it straight down. Making sure that I've got it all in the hair straighteners the whole way through. Just twist those ends. If you go slower, you'll get a slightly firmer curl. Like you see, that's a bit firmer because I was slower there. So you just pick that up. You want it slightly tighter. Do it again. Slower. Okay. Section. I always do it the opposite way, so that one I went under. This one I'm going to go the opposite. Making sure you get it fairly even all the way through. Obviously some extensions, my hair's pretty firm and the extensions are fairly new, so I can pull it quite a lot. But if you've got older extensions in your hair, you might want to support the roots, because obviously the older they get, then you're going to get a little bit more pull down there. The extensions sometimes wear down further. These are pre-bonded extensions, they're like glue-in individual ones, keratin ones. They're my favourite, but they're similar to the micro beads. They're similar, they slide down. These ones don't really slide, but they still grow out the same, so they last about the same amount of time. Okay. I went that way, didn't I? So I'll go this way. It's not really important which way you go, but it's it just looks like a slightly more natural look. So yeah, it looks a bit dolly-fied at the moment. Just give it a once over with this hairspray, just to set it, let it cool, do its thing, and then we'll go to the other side. So there's a few pieces down there which are short. I'll make sure they're in. They're really short, so I'll do that twice. And twist it around. You see the way it's quite flat? I've got it fairly even for it to come through. So it's that way, so we'll go this way. See the steam up it a little bit. Take forever for straightness to dry, so I actually dried the roots with these with a dryer, but I left the ends to dry naturally, so it's a little bit of steam on it. That might be okay just to do. Support the roots. Even when they're fairly new, it's quite important to support the roots still, just to protect them from pulling out of your head, because you do have to pull fairly firmly. You want a nice tight curl. So, and if you want to get an extra tight curl, you can always wind it back up. Way that way. Going the wrong way. Which way did I go? That way. Cool. I think I went 2 different ways that one. So if you do go 2 different ways, because obviously I'm doing this backwards in a mirror, just do it again. So what happened there was I went one way on the roots and then another way on the ends, so it didn't know which way to curl, whereas now it's both ways. Right. And then continue up. I'll continue up and do all the extensions until I get to the top section, and I'll show you how to blend the top section. Okay, so I'm on my second last section. I've got my top section I've just pinned up there. Just my own hair. This has got a mixture of both my own hair and the extensions in. So I've parted it at the back like normal, but you kind of have to feel for it because obviously your own hair doesn't come up as much as the extensions. So I'll pick out the extensions. If I look in the mirror, I'll see what ones have curl and that's straight. And then kind of pick out all the back ones, and then if you shake your hair to one side, you'll see where the curly and where the straight is. So this bit here, I'm going to start from the back where that section is there. Do the same thing, but you've got to be a little bit more straight out when you do it, because otherwise you'll get that flat look where it's straight on the top and then curly underneath, a bit like a doll. So you make sure that you bring it straight up. Let's move it. Straight up like that. Same with the next. You only really want to pick up what you haven't already curled. So that section there is all my own hair. So I'll just curl that a bit faster because your own hair is a bit finer. I don't want to dry it out too much. Because the extensions do need a little bit more heat. Just they're a little bit coarser. Once you've done that, do the same the other side, and then we'll do the top in a minute. So all the extensions are all curled, and the top layer of my own hair. Now I've just got my own hair to do, which isn't that much. I usually section probably that much there. I'm not sure whether you can see very well, but usually I'll back comb a little bit and just basically curl it back, completely back. See, there's like a curl there. I'll do the same for the next section. You can see there's a little bit of frizziness there, so I just smooth it a little bit with that teasing brush. Depending on where you want the fringe, whether you want a fringe or whether you want it in the center or what you want. My hair does go to that side, and because I washed it yesterday, it probably won't be able to be moved from that. So I will keep it fairly simple. Just give it a bit of a bend. Curl at the end. And use this one now, do the same. Okay, it's a bit too girly. You can see, just smooth that. Over. And then shake out those curls. Pull them out a little bit so they're not too dolly-fied. We've got curly hair. Pretty hair.